America and Iran used to be best friends, not allies, not partners, BEST friends. American engineers built Iran's roads. Iranian students filled American universities. The CIA even helped build their spy agency. Today, death to America is a national chant, sanctions, assassinations, wars by proxy, almost World War III, twice. So what happened? How do two countries go from best friends to arch enemies? The answer is one decision, made in 1953. In secret. And it's one of the wildest stories governments ever tried to hide. Stick around, because your history teacher definitely skipped this one. 1908. Persia, that's Iran's old name, strikes oil. Massive oil, some of the biggest reserves on Earth. But here's the catch. A British company owned the drilling rights. All of them. The deal? Britain got the oil, the profits, and the power. Iran got 16%. Sometimes less. That company still exists today, by the way. You know it as BP. Yes. That BP. 1951. Enter Mohammad Mossadegh, Iran's new prime minister. Elected. Educated. Famous for working in his pajamas. Absolute legend. His campaign promise was simple. The oil under our ground should belong to us, the Iranian people. Revolutionary concept, apparently. He nationalized the oil. Time magazine named him Man of the Year, beating out the American president. Iranians celebrated in the streets. The British? The British called their lawyers. And then, they called America. Britain told America, that Mossadegh guy, probably a communist. The Soviets will grab Iran and all its oil. Was it true? Not really, but it was 1952, the Cold War was on fire, and communist was the magic word that unlocked everything. So in 1953, the CIA launched Operation Ajax. A grandson of President Teddy Roosevelt flew into Tehran with suitcases of cash. He paid protesters, paid newspapers to print lies, paid mobs to riot. Within days, Iran was chaos, all of it manufactured. Mossadegh was arrested. The elected government of Iran was gone. Total cost? About $5 million. Sounds like a conspiracy theory? It's not. The CIA declassified the documents in 2013 and admitted the whole thing. It's on their website. You can literally read the receipts. In Mossadegh's place, America propped up the Shah, a king with a crown, a mustache, and a very flexible spine. He gave the West the oil back. The West gave him fighter jets, money, and a blind eye. For a while, it looked great. Miniskirts in Tehran, cinemas. He threw a desert party in 1971 so lavish it had 25,000 bottles of wine. But behind the curtain, poverty, corruption, and a secret police called Savak that made critics disappear. Oh, and here's the plot twist of plot twists. Iran's nuclear program? America started it, gave them their first reactor. It was called Atoms for Peace. Remember that. It gets ironic later. By 1978, Iran was a pressure cooker. Decades of humiliation, a king imposed by foreigners, oil money that never reached the people. Everyone could hear the whistle. Except, apparently, Washington. 1979. Revolution. Millions in the streets. The Shah flees with his suitcases, and from exile in Paris, an old cleric returns, Ayatollah Khomeini. Iran votes to become an Islamic republic, and its entire identity gets rebuilt around one idea: never let foreigners control us again. But this new government wasn't just anti-foreign, it was a theocracy. Clerics held absolute power, and their strict religious rule fell hardest on Iranians themselves. Morality police, forced dress codes, and crackdowns on women and on anyone who dared to disagree. That same ideology funded armed groups across the region. The Shah had been brutal too. But now, the repression simply wore a different uniform. Guess who became the symbol of foreigners? The country that bought their government in 1953. Then students stormed the American embassy and took 52 Americans hostage for 444 days. For Iran, it was payback for 1953. For America, it was a declaration of war. Neither side ever forgot. The 1980s got dark. Iraq invaded Iran, and America backed Iraq. That war killed 1 million people. Meanwhile, and you can't make this up, America was also secretly selling missiles to Iran, both sides, at the same time. It was called the Iran-Contra scandal. When it leaked, it nearly took down a president. Nobody trusted anybody ever again. 2002, America officially labels Iran part of the axis of evil. Iran responds by doubling down on, you guessed it, that nuclear program America started. Then came 20 years of nuclear chess. Iran enriches uranium. The world responds with sanctions that crush ordinary Iranians, doctors, teachers, families. 2015, a deal. Iran freezes the program, sanctions lift. For one brief moment, hope. 2018, America tears up the deal and walks away. Iran restarts the centrifuges. Back to square one, but angrier. 2020, an American drone kills Iran's top general. 2025 and 2026, strikes, retaliations, attacks on nuclear sites. Every few months, the world holds its breath. 70 years after 1953, the two countries are still trapped in the same loop: hit, retaliate, repeat. Now here's the twist nobody tells you. Polls consistently show Iranians are among the most pro-American people in the entire Middle East. Young Iranians watch American movies, learn English, love the culture. The hate was never really between the people. It's between systems. Two governments that built their whole identity on distrusting each other. And walls are profitable. Fear wins elections. On both sides. And it all traces back to one secret decision in 1953. One coup, $5 million, and 70 years of consequences. Makes you wonder, how many of today's wars started with a decision we won't read about for another 60 years? This was episode 1 of Why the World Fights. Next up, why one man's obsession with tariffs is rewiring the entire world economy. Follow Diary of a Curious Guy, because the news tells you what happened but never why. See you in the next one.